glorious. I remember when I was ignoring the dash. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone. Watch me celebrate. I'm cocky. I do my dance, jump in the. No man, man. Oh, there with the hands. Thought he could guard me. I ruin they plans. I do what I want. They do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best because I am.
Matching hundreds. It's a coach. You're watching Madden football on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see teams with a couple of running backs who each went over 100 yards a weekend ago, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Washington Redskins. With that, let's get on up to FedEx Field near Washington. Standing by for the call of this one, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, on the eastern edge of the D.C. metro area in Landover, Maryland. That's where we are situated at FedEx Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They are led out by the 15th overall selection in 2019, former Ohio State Buckeye Dwayne Haskins.
Not sure what you thought, but I thought it was appropriate when he walked into our meeting with his arm totally encased in ice, because he threw 5 touchdown passes last week and won the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award.
Yeah, I remember reading the paper this morning, and he said, gosh, I actually thought I should have got 6 or 7. But still, it was an amazing performance a week ago.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if he thought he should have had 6 or 7, that's a guy's an absolute perfectionist, not just greedy.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Here are the starters defensively for the Cowboys. In that win last week over the Giants, they were very good.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try to run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
And the ball is knocked out. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. They'll run with Elliott. Powerful running. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards and a first down, Cowboys. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watched tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
The numbers for Zeke from last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Prescott toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. Early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the Grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
All right, back to football. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We're watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. From the pistol, here's Elliott. And bulldozing his way through. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That good for 19 and a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Elliott.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Prescott to throw it. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
That's caught. It's Thomas. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 22 yards there, a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfect. And he fires one that's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 50. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Draw play. It's Eckler. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Well executed there on 2nd down, so do you go back to the air on 3rd?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you
nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Meanwhile, NFL scoreboard check. Interesting one going on at Houston. And it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. Marcus Mariota leading the charge offensively. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. Prescott, a quick throw caught by Cooper. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16 in the Dallas 1st down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the 2nd quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A 1st down carry by Elliott. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Caught by Cobb. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, Do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. First down, and they stick with Eckler. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Play action. Haskins. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And oh, he coughed it up. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
5 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do, and that's the reason. And he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. It's a foot race. The 30, 10, and this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
A gain of 3, 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. Open man is Quinn. He completes it. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. And now the ball's out, fumbled near midfield. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Following the fumble recovery, Elliott. And that one goes incomplete. They tried something out of the bag of tricks, but it's incomplete and now 2nd down. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And his kick is good. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive, a little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Throwing on 2nd down, Haskins. Got a man, that's Quinn. A gain there of 21 yards. Haskins now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's 1st down. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. From just shy of midfield, Haskins firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Check 26, check 26.
On 1st down, this is Geis. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
From the 40 now on 2nd down, Haskins. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Haskins will throw, and that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds at the 1 here, the 12-yard line.
Let's go!
And let's gaze our attention on Ezekiel Elliott. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 16 and a Dallas 1st down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, but it'll be second down. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a first down. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Count. 47.
They'll throw again. Prescott. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To the air again, Prescott. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, kill. 56 to Mike.
Prescott yet again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
I absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Well, indeed, trying to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. So we reach halftime. We now proceed to the start of the second half. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They are working on that very impressive 9-game win streak, looking to get it to 10 as they've got the lead here, 1st and 10. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott, and they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
first down. Prescott. Throw left side complete. It's Schultz. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now a play fake here on first down. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Jonathan Allen in there to get him, and on the season now that is 9 sacks for him. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. To throw is Prescott. And that's Elliott, complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Third and long for Prescott. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And Allen to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll run out of the gun with Eckler, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in his first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Geis. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Third down, here's Haskins. And this one complete to Reed. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
They dialed up the blitz on third down, and you worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. On third down, it's Prescott. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. He got 29 yards that time. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
On second and very short, Prescott. That's complete to Cobb. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 41-yard line. Prescott now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Here's Pollard again. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the...
And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Well timed there by Richard Sherman. A sack on the corner blitz.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
26 Mike, 26 Mike. Let's go, Abby. Let's go.
Here's Prescott.
Give me some. Give me some.
And that will be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing the receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So making 4 out of 4 now in the field goal department, and he's able to extend their lead.
When drives have bogged down, he's been automatic out there. So nice to have a kicker you can count on to put points on the board.
This one fielded at the 5. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Redskins offense now, they head back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
It's Eckler again. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Redskins with the football, but trailing here as we get down to the good stuff. Quarter number 4. They'll run here with Eckler. Jalen Smith, the Notre Dame man, in on the tackle. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
On second down, Eckler. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete. Anthony Brown right there to knock it away. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Now Haskins on the screen. This is Eckler. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Here is Eckler. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 yards there, first down. Haskins now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a first down. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Tackle there by Leighton Vander Esch.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to play it off with some points.
On the ground, it's Eckler. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 12 yards there and a first down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Soft through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they stay aggressive because you know they want to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they have to be aggressive, but they also have to be smart about it as well because one mistake can turn into 6 points.
Now it's Haskins to the goal line, but it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Cameron Meredith, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Redskins are able to close the gap just a bit.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals. Just something magical about breaking that barrier.
Now he's right there on the doorstep now. They go to Elliott again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. The Cowboys on third down. 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Got his man complete over the middle. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
A 20th carry here for Elliott. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Prescott. Got his man there complete to Gallup. It's a first down on a gain of 10. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. 4th quarter, holding on to a lead, fullback carry, 3 or 4 yards. I guess that's what you're looking for.
And it just brings back memories for me because I remember my coaches in this situation. I remember one time my head coach into his headset telling the offensive coordinator, I want the big boy carrying the ball. And that's what you have in this spot. Him covering up on the ball, taking care of it, and grinding out yardage.
A gain of 13. It's a first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake it the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Elliott, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
56 to Mike. 56 is the Mike. Let's go, team. We got to step it up.
Prescott to throw this time. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up fourth. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
So here's Haskins and the Redskins. Down by 15. A minute 40 remaining. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Now Haskins to throw it. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Looking to throw again on second down. Haskins. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. And we've reached the 1-minute mark in this game. Here's Haskins.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here's Haskins to throw. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that one.
They're down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Now Prescott. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. This is Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go.
And here come the Redskins now. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Haskins. And this with a Treadwell complete. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. They'll go ahead and take the knee here, and the unbeaten season will continue. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, a little insult to injury here late in the game. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these 2 teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for the Cowboys, they keep on rolling 10-0 now to start the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew,